In June of 2021, I set off for the ultimate road trip across America that would lead me to spend 29 days on the road visiting 22 states, 10 national parks, a national seashore, and a national lakeshore. That's me. I'm Katie. And you may be wondering who the heck is driving the car while I'm hanging out the side like a dog. That would be my best friend, Emily. She joined me for the first week of this trip. We are a little dysfunctional, but it definitely made me feel better having her around for the beginning of this crazy adventure.
All right. Howdy.
Hi, it's us live from our tent. We actually added some company to the group.
Some friends joined us.
They died. There's honestly so many of them that we can't name them all. We became really popular really quick in the campsite. So, pray for us. Oh my God, I think a friend is calling on my neck. Good morning. We made it through a night. Here's what we woke up to. Who said you can't eat good on the road?
Seeing the Great Lakes! Woo!
So in this part of our trip, we traveled to Bayfield, Wisconsin, where we signed up for a half-day sea cave kayaking tour around the Apostle Islands and Lake Superior. We used a company called Trek and Trail. I highly suggest them. Their staff was super friendly, and we learned a lot through the process of things. It is quite a little trip. I think it was about 3 miles total of kayaking, so we did spend that whole half day doing that. If you don't know much about Lake Superior, the current can get pretty rough, as well as the waves out there, so I don't suggest renting a kayak by yourself and doing this. I definitely would go through a company like them. Here you can see the reality of taking cute clips for social media. I threw on these boots without socks on to run across the highway. There was North Dakota on one side and then Montana on the other. So we just quickly pulled over to the side of the road to do this. So enjoy. I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. I could talk about Yellowstone National Park all day, so I'm making a separate video for that. But we started at sunrise through the north entrance. We went to the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, the Prismatic Spring, Mammoth Hot Springs, Lamar Valley, Norris Geyser Basin, Artist Paint Pots, West Thumb Geyser Basin, and then we left out of the south entrance. On this night, we drove around until about 1:30 in the morning trying to find BLM land. However, I don't have four-wheel drive and I have a very low car, so it was extremely hard. We gave up and ended up sleeping at the infamous Snake River Overlook. This is illegal, so I don't suggest doing it. However, we woke up to mountains and the river and enjoyed our rice cakes.
Oh shit, my alarm went off. All right, ready?
This is towards the end of our 10-mile hike, so we were literally dying, but where I'm pointing at is the rock that we just jumped off of. In Reno, Nevada, we spent the night with a friend, and that next morning, Emily took a flight out, so I was officially left on my own and headed off to South Lake Tahoe. Just got some apricots and avocado from this cute little stand over here. Yay!
Stopping now. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make a mistake. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me. No, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me. No, no, nothing can break me. I wanna drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest.
During this next week, I explored different cities in California with friends and family that lived there. This is my Papo and I exploring a winery, and then I went to my friend Kiera's work with her boyfriend Mike, and I just spent my time enjoying company with everyone that I loved instead of really focusing on filming, which is why there's more photos and low quality videos during this time.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet.
I went to La Jolla Cove where I saw a bunch of people snorkeling and diving, so I decided to put on my gear from my car and head out. A bunch of seals and sea lions decided to join me on this swim, and they were a little bit curious, especially this one. He kept looking at my fins, and you can see me trying to get away from him right here. This was definitely the highlight of my trip, swimming with these animals in their natural environment. Reporting live from the White Sand National Park, where it is extremely windy. Got the board waxed. Time to do this. I'm so scared I'm gonna bust my ass. First, you gotta make it up there.
When we were younger, we used to sit on the grass among the flowers. We just let the days pass by. People would tell us to get a grip of ourselves and get a job. We didn't care what we were told, 'cause when we were younger, we used to sit on the grass and go, damn, I don't wanna grow old. I wish I could turn.
So I know damn well that I'm not hiding anything in here, but I'm going through a border patrol inspection thing, and they're gonna look at my car and be like, girl, you good? I wanna hear something funny about how I ended up in UFO town. Last night I told myself that I would drive until I couldn't drive anymore because I get nighttime anxiety. But I would get a hotel room in whatever city I ended up in. So it just so happened, I go into this town, I see an alien sign that says welcome. Then I get to my hotel, it's like alien abduction parking only or something. I'm like, okay. you know, thank God everything's okay, because I was like, okay, and just still went in. And then I get to the hotel in the elevator. I look down and it says, hello, Earthlings. So then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I get to my room and I'm in bed and I'm like, let me just look this up. Like, do I even want to know? Turns out this is where, so I guess in like 1942 or something, there was an alleged UFO crash here, and they have a UFO museum and research center, and the whole town is alien themed, and I am here for it. It's really freaking neat. There's like UFO sighting files and all these reports, and they have like guest speakers and stuff. It's really neat, but little did I know that I would end up in Roswell, New Mexico. I literally had no clue like where I was gonna end up. So, kind of crazy. I didn't even know this town existed, but apparently there's like a TV series about it and stuff, which is cool. So, you're looking for something to do in New Mexico.
I wish I could turn back time. Stay up all night singing songs on the terrace. We didn't mind sitting out in the cold. It was impossible to make us embarrassed. We were free.
Texas is my birth state, so I spent this time in Texas with my family. I bought all new makeup at Ulta specifically to go out this one night in Dallas, Texas with my cousin. We had a blast bar hopping and exploring the city a little bit. It was a 10-hour drive home from Texas to Georgia. There wasn't much that I wanted to see on the way back home, so I made it in a straight shot. You can see there was a mix of emotions. I cried a lot along the way, skipping through Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. And that's the end. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.